this is Gary Watts.
Robert Chang.
We're here today at Art Center at Robert's alma mater, his school that he graduated, and we have his really acclaimed professor here, James Chu. Robert's going to ask him some questions and see how he became Robert and what James has to offer.
My name is James Chu. My Chinese first name is Reiguo. That's my real identity. I'm an Art Center alum. I graduated many years ago, 30 years ago. I started teaching part-time spring 2009 with one class as a part-time. This class, brand strategy. Good design is good business. Good business is good design.
What are some of the most important strategy that you would recommend any other companies to constantly work on?
Without customer, you're not going to last at all. So we start with this called user-centered or customer-centered value proposition. But if we start to put customer in the back seat, then pretty soon you'll lose to the competition. So understand their pain points, needs, aspiration, and what's their motivation. This will apply to all kind of business.
What are some of the brand feelings you get from this just by seeing our presentation and looking at our whole branding?
I don't know if it's the sugar in the donuts, but
He's excited, it sounds like.
Right. I'm a hyper now. I'm very hyper now. The first impression of brand identity, the founder, the backstory. When I'm talking about brand, the backstory. The backstory are inspired by real people, real dreams, and real goals. So first of all, it's very personable. I think you two play a huge role. I look at the logo and all that, the visual brand identity, that's what I call that. That's to me a little bit secondary because a logo, of course, need to stand apart and memorable. And I think you guys did a good job. Both my degrees are science-based. So it kind of remind me of the periodic table, hydrogen.
Elements.
But also it's very updated. I think the color is also timeless. But most important, the name I think is awesome. It's memorable. Maybe it's a personal thing. I also like to spell things, just double the letter. It works a little bit and you own that. But mostly hook and connect. Your 15-minute pitch or maybe even less, it just got people's attention right away. It's like Zillow meets Instagram.
Yeah, perfect. That's perfect.
But we did that a lot. Like Nike or Nokia, wherever. We always say, this idea is like something meets something. So I got approached by McDonald's to design their complete new generation of McDonald's restaurant. So we kind of want to create an Apple Store meets Starbucks. I think that help people to connect. So you did a hook and connect very well. It's not easy to do a 15-minute presentation. You guys did well. I give you a A-.
I'll take the A. I never got A's in my class.
Yeah, rule the world. A- is like excellent. You're excellent.
I think it's interesting as you have the students in here. A lot of arts students, they tend to be more shy, more reserved as a generalization. But you did say and mention something, your personalities really bring forth. What advice can you give your students beyond the brand, who you are as a person, personally as a brand? What advice can you speak to that?
Any young adults, especially I think being a designer, you're a creative professional. Your opinions matter a lot. We don't want to hire a design professionals who have very little opinions. I think the most important thing, 2 words, persuasive reasoning. You can be different, you can be unique, but that doesn't help you to go too. So you want to have persuasive reasoning. What value are you bringing? Once you think that through, be bold and fearless. Those are tough questions, but
Yeah,
You're doing great.
They're great.
Thank you.
Also.
I got a grade later.
Yeah.
You can tell me.
I'll give you a grade afterwards.
Okay, I need that grade to talk to my boss.
Right?
Yeah. Can I work here for another term?
What are some of the branding exercise that you think that we should constantly practice and constantly think about to help Hommtown and other companies?
To elevate that brand in that
Yeah.
sense. And that goes for everybody in that sense. What can people be doing to elevate their brand?
We should know and understand the world's changing. The speed of change is faster than ever. So understand, be aware of the macro trends. And you're in real estate, don't just look at real estate. Look at food, societal issues, technological changes. Because one day you're on the top of the peak of your field, you could become irrelevant, right? So understand the macro trends, number one. And then I think next thing is understand customer and then your industry. Not that your industry is not important, but I think understand those two are more important.
Right. I want to expand on that actually because I think what James is referring to was the STEEP format, right?
Yes, STEEP.
STEEP.
Yes,
which is social, technology, economy, environmental, political to understand those problems
Yes.
and to solve what we are trying to solve for Hommtown.
I think it's interesting as Robert is talking about this. We kind of peeked in your class while we were teaching,
Oh,
and everything you have here, Robert went through with me as well.
oh, great.
So when he talks about steep, when he talks about the SWOT analysis, when he talks about the DNA of branding, the core of who we use it every day on a daily basis still to this day, and we teach it in our book as well. We are very design forward because of who Robert is, but really because of what you have taught in your class for generations. We really appreciate it and want to say thank you for that.
And you took what you learned and made that into a reality. So take someone special like you two to do that. I wish you the best. Pretty good in profiling. You two have most ingredients to be successful. We just need sometimes that luck.
Yep.
But I think you work hard, you work smart, and I can see you'll be successful.
Any advice you would give for Hommtown, advice that you think would be relevant to us and also your students that are looking at entrepreneurship and really taking their products to brand to the next level?
I think empathy, be humanistic. I used to work for Nike. People say they don't just buy the shoes, but they buy a lifestyle. They buy a belief. And the belief of Nike is just do it, or if you have a body, you're an athlete. It's the humanistic part. To think about what's the societal benefits, the environmental benefits. So I think human-centered should be changed to probably life-centered, the whole life. If you can also think about societal benefits
I love that.
and environmental benefits and address your users' needs. And that applies to all brands, I think.
I really love that, not human-centric, but life-centric as a
Yeah.
whole, is one part in this. That is beautiful. And I love that, like we have art center teachers, professors with that kind of philosophy and that thoughts. I think the next generation has hope for what
I
they
hope.
can.
Branding it's very important, and how can we do our next event with the branding as at Lear?
How can we collaborate with
Yeah.
your students more? I think that would
with,
be really
with
fun.
your students, with Art Center, with Hommtown.
Yeah.
I want to give back to Art Center. So just a little, feedback to what the branding at Lear is about. So we will put together events where different professionals will come over and do a competition or guest speaking, and to attract students to learn from the working professionals. Then working professionals can also would have great talent. I want to hire you. So it's a mutual benefit
Yes.
for all. So I think that'll be a great collaboration sometime.
I work with Robert every day, but it's great to see you and just what you're doing in school and see how that affected Robert so much. That taught me all the
I'm
things that
over
he's
being
taught, so-
overrated. but
No, thank you very much, thank you.
The teacher of the
I
teacher.
get to meet the grand.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Very
you
nice
so
meeting you.
much.
Thank you for donuts.
Thank you, James.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.